Welcome to The Topic, a program where we highlight Houston Community College, our students, our programs, and our reach into the community. Glad to have you with us. We've got a great show lined up for you the next half hour. You know, Houston Community College provides opportunities for learners of all ages. That includes our high school students. Dr. Catherine O'Brien, Associate Vice Chancellor of College Readiness, and Dr. Michael Webster, Associate Vice Chancellor of Workforce Instruction, are both here to talk about the dual credit program. Good afternoon to both of you. You know, I'm constantly amazed with high school students, especially with this program, because we offer a program where high school students can actually take college credits and in many cases can wind up getting an associate's degree before they officially start their real college career. That's correct?
That is correct. Our dual credit students have a variety of options. They earn their high school credit while they're earning a college credit. They can take a couple of college classes while they're in high school. They can become core complete. They can earn a level 1 certificate, a level 2 certificate, or an associate's degree. And so there are many opportunities for these students to earn those college credentials while they're still in 9th through 12th grade.
And Dr. Webster, a lot of people think dual credit's a great way to take those science classes, knock those out while you're in high school before you get off to college. But there are other types of instruction available, including workforce programs that they can get credits for as well in high school.
Yeah, we offer a full variety of workforce programming, whether it's welding or business, across several districts. We also offer it at a couple of our campuses as well. So there's great opportunity. You think about some school districts don't have the resources to put out the programming for workforce. So it's a way for us to also engage with them in that fashion.
Well, I know when I was in high school, maybe a little bit before you were in high school, but I remember shop class where you'd go and you'd learn how to build things. But we've got far more available to our students. I understand you guys even work with a program with TRIO that gets students ready for the workforce.
Yeah, so we've got a TRIO is our first one. We started 4 years ago. It's a dual credit level 1 certificate. We started at Spring Branch ISD. Students take it their junior year. They start the coursework their junior year. They do a summer internship with the company and then finish out their certificate their senior year. We're seeing some really strong success there, so we've expanded it out to A-Leaf. And we've also added another company, Merrick Brothers Construction.
And Dr. O'Brien, maybe you can tell us how the dual credit courses work. First, can anyone apply for this, and is there a cost?
Okay, so those are good questions. The dual credit courses have to go through first what's called a curriculum crosswalk to make sure that the curriculum is aligned with the high school course so we can count it for dual credit. Anybody can apply, but in order to take the college level courses, a student has to be college ready on the TSI assessment. So they have to place into college readiness in order to take the college level courses. Now that does not hold true for a level 1 certificate. For level 1 certificate programs, students do not have to test as college ready. So there's a variety of options for students depending on where they are. If they are not college ready, the school, in combination with HCC, we help them become college ready so that they're eligible. So really any student can apply. The cost for students who are in our district is it's free. We waive all tuition and fees for those students. If they're considered to be out of our district, there is a flat fee of $65 per course.
So if you're in district, you could be getting your high school diploma and really putting away maybe as many as 1 or 2 years worth of college ahead of you if you're up to it as a high school student.
Absolutely, and we have many students who do that, and then when they either come to HCC, they can finish off their associate's degree. Some of our students go on to 4-year institutions, but they enter as sophomores because they have enough credits that they don't have to worry about the designation of being a freshman. So they save themselves a lot of time and a lot of money.
Oh, it's a tremendous savings for a parent, especially a parent that's looking for paying for or getting loans for their students as they head off to college. Are these dual credits courses, and either one of you can answer this, but are these dual credit courses customized for high school students, or are they doing the same work and the same type of course load as a regular HCC student outside of the dual credit program?
Yes, they're doing the regular course load like any other college student. So we consider them to be college students. We don't do anything special to customize courses since it's high school students taking it. As a matter of fact, some of our dual credit students are embedded on our campuses in classes with traditional college students. And so there is no customization. The expectation is if they're college ready and they're in a dual credit, a college course for dual credit, they are taking the exact same curriculum delivered in the exact same style as any other college student would receive.
Are all of HCC's services available for dual credit students, like counseling and career planning and all that we normally offer our regular students?
Yes, they have access to all services, library services, tutoring services, any of the student services that we offer. Those services are all available to our dual credit students. And so they have the full array. We consider them a part of our population, and the dual credit enrollment is a fair percentage of HCC's overall enrollment. And so they're just a part of our regular student body, is the way they're considered.
Dr. Webster, I'm going to ask you, because I know you handle workforce instruction, and a lot of the courses the students may take are very specific: electrical, plumbing, or welding, things along those lines, to get a certificate and go directly in the workforce. Are they also, the students who go through this dual credit program under your courses, are they also eligible to maybe transfer into a college if they want to continue their learning career? Are these stackable?
Yeah, all of the level 1 certificates stack into our Associates of Applied Sciences across the board at HCC. And I tell you what, though, a lot of times you get that level 1 certificate that gets you into the job, some of these really good paying jobs. And if you're going at night to finish out your AAS, you're just going to keep moving up in your career. Great opportunity for students.
Let me ask you this, Dr. O'Brien. I know when I was going to high school, there was still question of what I'm going to ultimately do, or maybe even what my ultimate degree plan was going to be. Do you find the students who are going through the dual credit program are more focused and have more of an idea of what their career is going to be or what field they're going to go into? Or does this dual credit program leave them the leeway to maybe change a major, or if they decide something different when they get off to the secondary college?
Yeah, I will tell you, when I was in high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't even think I wanted to go to college. So these students don't necessarily know exactly what they're going to do. Some of them do. Some of them have a very firm plan and a very firm idea of where they're going and what they're going to be doing. But there are many students who are still in the discovery phase. And this gives them the opportunity to take care of those basic courses that all college students are going to have to take, in order to help them figure out what their next step will be. And we help them with that planning. And we talk to them about degree plans, and we talk to them about areas of study, so that we know what their focused interest area is.
We're talking with Dr. Catherine O'Brien, the Associate Vice Chancellor of College Readiness, and Dr. Mike Webster, Associate Vice Chancellor of Workforce Instruction here at Houston Community College. We're talking about our dual credit program. We've got a lot more coming up, and later in the show, we'll talk about another way we're reaching out to high school students. All that and more when the topic returns. Stay tuned.
The census, when counting everyone in your home, helps support your neighborhood for the next 10 years.
Let's go home and count Papi!
Make your family count!
The census helps fund schools, healthcare, and more. Visit 2020census.gov.
college is on at HCC. Whether you choose to learn online, on campus, or both, HCC offers a safe, flexible, affordable college experience. Register now at hccs.edu/college your way.
Welcome back to The Topic. I'm Todd Duplantis. We're talking about our dual credit program here at Houston Community College. Aren't familiar with it? Well, it's a program where high school students can take courses for college. In many cases, can even get a degree before they get out to college for real, where they get off to go to some college. They're getting a degree from HCC, an associate's degree, while they're earning high school credits in their high school diploma. We've got Mike Webster, Dr. Mike Webster, Associate Vice Chancellor of Workforce Instruction, with us this afternoon, along with Dr. Catherine O'Brien, the Associate Vice Chancellor of College Readiness. Now, Dr. O'Brien, I want to ask you, what does it look like for a day look like for a typical dual credit student? What does that look like, and how does that differ from normal high school students?
With the dual credit students, it depends on the program. We have certain programs or certain schools where the students will take a couple of their high school classes, and then they'll get on a bus and be transported to an HCC campus to take their college courses at the HCC campus. The other students are in a situation where they might take 1 or 2 periods of a high school course, and then they'll go to their college level course as part of their regular high school schedule. And so it just depends on which high school we're talking about. We do it in a variety of ways. We have students who will want to take a certain course and there aren't enough students in the school for that course to make as a full class. And so we go ahead and we pull those students onto our campuses to allow them to complete the college courses.
How do just the regular dual credit courses compare or differentiate from the early college high school that's already embedded on many of our campuses?
Well, the early college high school is very focused. They have a very focused degree plan in place with a certain sequence of courses that the students are taking. We have a few early college high schools where some of the classes the students come to HCC campuses, but many of them are self-contained. And so we send instructors, or the high school has credentialed faculty who are teaching those college level courses to the students, and they take those courses as a part of their regular school day. But they're very focused in the early college high schools.
Dr. Webster, we'll go back to a question that I talked with Dr. O'Brien earlier in the show about being focused as a dual credit student. I would imagine the students who are taking the dual credit program for the workforce instruction courses, they would be more focused are these students that are looking to get directly into the workforce in many cases and start working right away?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, they definitely do. They understand that there's an opportunity here for them and that it's free for the most part, and that there's going to be a job at the other side of this. And I'll tell you what, 2 things that I can add about dual credit just in general is one of my favorite parts of our graduation is seeing the students in dual credit walk into the room. They all have their stoles on. You can tell which ones they are. And I mean, what a great opportunity. They're getting 16 hours, or in some cases, their full associate's degree paid for. It's a great opportunity for students.
It is a wonderful opportunity for them, and you're right. I've seen some of those graduations, and it's always wonderful to see the smile on their faces for these students with their accomplishments. What do we know about how dual credits perform after a transfer, Dr. O'Brien? Maybe you can take this one. Do they usually perform higher once they get off to another college? Is there data to show that?
We have some data, but not enough data to show how they're performing afterwards. But our dual credit students tend to do well when they get to the next level, better than the average freshman in college or sophomore in college, because of the training that they've had and the discipline that they've learned along the way. They understand what it takes to be a college level student. And so they're a step ahead of the other students who are coming in having never taken a college course before, without the full expectation of what it really takes to be a college student.
Are there certain things that you notice that are characteristics about a dual credit student that might be different or stand out among their peers that are just taking the high school courses?
Well, I think there's a motivation level in there that's really necessary for a student to be successful. And our success rates are very high in our dual credit courses. They're in the high 90s. So, you know, we have students who are focused, they're motivated. Many of them have good parental support. They have good study skills. They tend to be students who are college ready, you know, well before their senior year of high school. So they have the wherewithal and they've learned enough through middle school and through their 9th grade year, perhaps, to be able to achieve that college readiness. And so they are good students. We do get some students who might be reluctant, who are voluntold for those courses, but they also end up doing very well. We lose very few students. Our retention rate is very high.
And Dr. Webster, I know we talked about this just a few moments ago, but I mean, these students that go through the dual credit program for workforce instruction, there's a job at the end of them for them. And these aren't just the regular jobs, these are high paying jobs. Maybe you can talk about a few of these jobs that the students can go into and the wages they'll start off with potentially.
The big ones that we are seeing across the districts are, you know, automotive. And so automotive techs start out at about $16 an hour. They move up fairly rapidly to $20 an hour, provided that they're showing up on time and doing a good job. Welders, you know, they're 60 to 80,000 starting out per year. Electricians, we're getting students out of particularly the TRIO program. They're starting at $13 an hour during their internship and then bounce up to $18 an hour. So, I mean, these are, you know, 1 year out of high school and the kid's at $18 an hour. I mean, he or she's doing a great job there.
It's certainly a selling point. Now imagine the parents, when you talk to them and tell them that the program, if they're in district, doesn't cost them anything, that's a pretty big selling point too.
Definitely. Things that HISD did a few years ago was to take our dual credit classes and they put them on a 5-point GPA scale, not unlike the AP classes. So, you know, it's just another incentive for students to take dual credit. They're going to get more GPA out of it. It's a great opportunity.
Dr. O'Brien, real quickly, if people have questions about the dual credit program, where can they visit on our website to see it?
On our website, you can find information about the dual credit program at hccs.edu/dual credit. All of the information that you need about our program can be found at that page.
Dr. O'Brien and Dr. Webster, thank you both for being here this afternoon, telling us about the dual credit program. We look forward to seeing you in the future. When we come back on the topic, we're going to talk about how we're reaching out to high school students with virtual open houses. That's coming up after this.
There's no better place to knock out the basics than HCC. Whether you learn online, on campus, or both, HCC is the safe, flexible, affordable option. Register now at hccs.edu/college your way.
A natural disaster may force you to evacuate, and the coronavirus could impact your emergency plans. So take steps now to help your family and community prepare. Keep a supply kit stocked with cloth face coverings, disinfecting supplies, and hand sanitizers. Check with local officials about what shelter spaces will be open during quarantine efforts. And remember to review the CDC's guidelines with the whole family. Disasters won't wait. Neither should you. Visit ready.gov/plan to make a plan today.
Houston Community College is safe, clean, and open for learning. We're sanitizing our classrooms and reducing class sizes so you can feel good when you come back. Register now at hccs.edu/college your way.
Welcome back to The Topic. I'm Todd Duplantis. We've been talking about our dual credit program here at Houston Community College. One way we reach out to high school students. Another one, we have virtual open houses. Yeah, we usually have them on our campus. We can't do so right now because of this COVID crisis, but we're bringing the virtual houses online to our students. Joining us now is Trent Middleton. He's a recruiter for Houston Community College. Good afternoon, Trent. Thanks for being here.
Good afternoon, Todd. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. You know, we learned about the dual credit program. I guess when you're out recruiting with students and parents and reaching out to the high school counselors, boy, it's really a great selling point, especially for the people who are in district.
It definitely is. And we encourage all of our in-district students to take advantage of all opportunities.
So tell me, I know the COVID crisis has changed the way we're doing a lot of things here at HCC. Most of us haven't been back in the buildings since March. We're doing everything virtually, and you guys really haven't missed a beat because you still need to recruit the high school students and you still need to show them what we're all about. And I imagine the open house series is one way of doing that.
It is. Education is always in demand, and with our open house series is designed to, one, encourage students to ask questions. We know students are going to have more questions than ever during this pandemic, and so we encourage them to bring the questions because we will have the answers. Also, we want to help students discover the path for the next step. We want students to start here and go anywhere. And to do that, we want them to come to our virtual open house sessions and ask questions.
What can they expect to see at the open houses? Will they get information on financial aid, maybe an idea of what programs we're offering? What exactly can they see?
So when students come to our virtual open houses, they're going to see a plethora of staff who are very excited with smiling faces to come and greet them. They're going to get information on all the programs that they may be interested in: automotive, global energy, public safety, health science programs. And they will also be able to ask different questions to financial aid, our counselors, and really get an experience of what it will be like at HCC.
What is, when a student is coming, especially if they're coming from the high school, what is the first question they usually ask? What's the most common question they ask? And what's the biggest misconception they may have?
The biggest question is, what is student life like actually on campus? And during this pandemic, our student life coordinators have consistently engaged with all future students, current students, to make sure students stay involved on campus or with HCC. Our students are more than just academics. We know student life is a big portion of any college, whether it's the four-year universities or a community college. School is more than academics. And what HCC does is we put the community in student life. And that's what makes HCC so special with our first-time students, because when they come, they want to feel as if they can stay, as if they can ask questions here, ask questions there, or get involved.
And what would be the biggest misconception they may have about going to Houston Community College?
The biggest misconception would be academics and having to take 15 hours or 18 hours. We have counselors and we have financial aid advisors and we have academic advisors who will help them balance that student work-life balance. And it's really important that students understand that coming to HCC should be an enjoyable experience. Getting an education should be more than scoring a 4.0 GPA. We want to make sure we build lifelong relationships with our student, because once you're an HCC student, you're an HCC student forever. We want to make sure that you come back and support our alumni program. We want to make sure that not only you encourage your family or your friends, we want to make sure that you encourage the entire community of HCC to come together and to support you through your educational journey.
You know, back when I went to college, I think I wound up with a degree where I probably had about at least a semester's worth of classes I never really needed to take in the first place. I know you guys really work with students now to make sure that doesn't happen, because it wastes the students' time and money.
Yes, that is definitely true. So what we have through our career services department, if students are uncertain about their pathway, we will encourage them to take the career assessment. In the career assessment, students will answer just a few questions, and it'll calculate that, and it will give them different career paths based on how they answer that question. And that will guide students towards the academic advisor and sit down and really talk about what I want to do with the next 4 years and which direction I need to go in. So that way students don't waste time, and that way they can transfer credits to wherever they want to go.
You know, we're living in a time of uncertainty right now. I know a lot of students at various colleges and universities across the country back in the summer went back for fall classes, and then the parents had to go pick them up or bring them home because the cases of COVID had went on the rise, and then they would bring them back, and then sometimes they're telling them to go back home and switch to online learning. Are you finding that parents right now are very concerned about maybe rethinking sending their kid off to a school that's in another city when we're living in a time of uncertainty? It may be better to keep them close to home and send them to HCC to keep up with the studies. Are you seeing any of that right now?
Yes, we are definitely seeing that, and we tell all parents the best decision for the fraction of the cost is attend HCC. You can't beat it. These credits transfer straight over to the four-year university. You can take your prerequisites here, and with our campus, we have campus locations everywhere throughout HCC. We have our new 4 modalities students can take. Online anytime is a great option for students, and online on a schedule for students who need that discipline to where they need to show up at a certain time. So although the pandemic may have set us back just a few steps, we still have those options to where students, just because you can't get to that location, HCC has locations everywhere, and we're also available online anytime.
Absolutely. Are you finding the online anytime as an option that students are interested in, or even online with a schedule, because you get a chance to interact with your classmates and your instructor with that one?
Yes, sir, I am. Students are online as is, whether it's through social media or checking the news or getting together with friends. Being online with their education is just an additional opportunity for students.
For folks who want to go to the open house, real quickly, where can they go on the website to register and attend the open house?
So to register for our open houses, go to hccs.edu/information sessions and select register for upcoming open houses.
Trent Middleton, recruiter here at HCC, thanks for being here today.
Thank you, Todd.
And we want to thank you for joining us on this show. For more information on our podcast, visit hccs.edu/podcast. You can download all the audio versions, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel for Houston Community College and follow us in social media. For the topic on HCC TV, I'm Todd Duplantis. I'll see you next time.